The 2022 NBA draft has just concluded, and it was a night of surprise, with some teams building towards winning basketball and other teams making some head-scratching decisions. Let's get into the biggest winners and losers of the 2022 NBA draft. Winner number 1, the Orlando Magic. They pulled the old switcheroo, man. In the lead up to the NBA draft, all the intel and everybody was thinking that the Magic would pick Jabari Smith Jr. Wow, he's a great pick and a player I think will be really good. But they selected Paolo Banchero number 1. Paolo is undoubtedly the best player in this draft and a guy, in my mind, who has the path to stardom that can be realized the fastest. A guy that's 6'10", 6'11", that can do everything on the floor at a high level and has a franchise player makeup. I made a full breakdown on Paolo's game, so I'm not going to go and discuss it here. Go check that video out if you haven't. And great job, Magic. Great job. Loser number 1 will have to be the Houston Rockets. Piggybacking off of the first winner, the Orlando Magic really just duped everybody, man. And all along, we knew OKC would take Chet Holmgren with the second pick, and Paolo essentially would go number 3, right? But they took Paolo. So they had to instead get Jabari Smith Jr. And I want to state this again. Jabari Smith will be really good in this league. But Paolo's the best player in this draft. And then this whole time I'm thinking they're going to have Paolo, they're going to have the Seattle connection and all that kind of stuff just to get duped in the end. Has to be on the losers list, unfortunately. But not to any fault of their own or being a bad pick. Winner number 2, the Pistons, man. Detroit basketball. They played this draft so well, dog. It make no sense, bro. They got their guy at number 5 in Jaden Ivey, a dynamic partner to pair with Cade in the backcourt, a guy who could take some of the playmaking load off of him and provide some legit rim pressure on and off the ball, and the potential to be a menace defensively. I also made a full-length video about Jaden Ivey as well, what he can provide for whatever team selects him, which happens to be the Pistons. Go check that out if you haven't. After that pick, they swooped in and made another big move by trading the 2025 first-round pick from the Jeremy Grant trade with Portland to go swoop up Jalen Duren. A center that will provide defensive impact immediately, it can develop into a solid offensive player with the help of Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. A great night of wheeling and dealing by the Detroit Pistons. Winner number 3, Shaedon Sharpe. The man, the myth, the legend, maybe, just maybe. I'm not going to say the legend yet, maybe. Shaedon Sharpe parlayed this entire draft process into becoming a top 10 pick like he was projected to. He had a good workout with Portland, so they took a swing on him. Now, will Shaedon be that uber athletic, smooth scoring wing that he's shown himself to be in limited high level competition, or will he be a disappointment? I think he'll land somewhere in the middle, closer to the super scoring athletic player end, but it'll take time. And for tonight, Shaedon Sharpe is a winner. This one is going to be one I'm in between about, not a winner or a loser. I'm kind of indifferent about it in the sense that I like one part of it, but the other part is just like, I don't know. San Antonio Spurs. They selected Jeremy Sohan with the 9th pick, and I think he'll fit in really well with this roster and the open spots that they have in the front court. A versatile piece that has a high ceiling and low floor, but after that, I don't really know what they did with the other 2 first-round picks. They selected 2 guards, Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley. I really love Malachi Branham's game, a really good secondary scorer who has the upside to be a great shooter and creator for others. But where does he fit in at, right? Same thing goes for Blake Wesley. Blake is going to be more of a project than Malachi at this point, but still. Spurs guard room, let's take a look at it real quick, right? DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell, Josh Primo, Trey Jones, Lonnie Walker. Some of these guys may leave in free agency, maybe Lonnie Walker and Trey Jones, but you already have 3 guys there. If you want to throw in Keldon Johnson as a guard, I would kind of classify him as an off guard as well. That's 5 guys right there, right? Adding 2 more does what for you? That's why I'm kind of in the middle about it, because you could have had more depth on the wings, but you added more guards in an already crowded guard room. So that's very confusing for me. But I like the players that they picked, but I just don't know how they fit in. Loser number 3, the New York Knicks. Another team who's given this position not for a bad pick per se, but just the fact that they lost out on the guy that would have fit with their roster the best. Johnny Davis was a hand-in-glove fit for the New York Knicks. A Tom Thibodeau type of player, a guy that's a hard-nosed defender who could provide value attacking the rim, hit mid-range shots, and giving his team overall another scoring and creation option. But the Washington Wizards crept up and stole him from the Knicks, right underneath their nose. After that, they decided to move out of the first round of the draft, and they got a good freaking deal. They got a bunch of first-round picks, and they got off of Kemba Walker's contract. But we got some news saying that this money moving was to clear up cap space for Jalen Brunson. I don't really know what that does in terms of winning basketball games or developing the young core that they have, but that's another conversation for another day. But for tonight, unfortunately, the Knicks are losers because they got their best player available stolen from them. Winner number 4 for me is Dalen Terry. Dalen Terry made himself into a top 20 pick, and I absolutely love the fit going to Chicago. He's the kind of player that's going to complement what Chicago has going on, right? And think of this in your brain real quick. You already know the defensive impact that guys like Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu had last year, right? Add in Patrick Williams, who's a great defender, and add in Dalen Terry to that group, and you got a solid rotation of about 5 guys that can get out there and get after whoever's handling the ball or whoever's trying to get a bucket on the other team. Now, offensively, he can provide a bit of shooting, playmaking in terms of creating for others, attacking the rim, and just being that connective, really complimentary piece that will be a benefit for the Chicago Bulls. Dalen Terry, you are a winner, my man. Before we get on up out of here, let's get some honorable mentions out the way. Memphis Grizzlies, New Orleans Pelicans. Look at these picks, man. These picks will provide real value for these two teams. Let's start with the Pels. The Pels at number 8 had Dyson Daniels land directly into their hands. Easy pick. A guy that will blend in and provide some value in a sense that Lonzo Ball had before he left to go to the Bulls. He provides defense, creation for others, with the possibility to create for himself and shoot a 3. I made a full-length video on Dyson Daniels on the channel though. Check that out if you can, please do. Next up after that, in the second round, they got a complete steal at 41. EJ Liddell, a player that can provide spacing with Zion on the floor. If they want to run a super small lineup, he can run the 4, he can run the 3, he can be a small ball 5 because he's really good and rangy and switchable defensively and provides really good value offensively. A really good player and a steal at number 41. A guy that should have been a first rounder, right? Steal at number 41. Second team, the Memphis friggin' Grizzlies. They continue to do this. The Grizzlies continue to do this. In the first round, they added Jake LaRavia, a 3-and-D wing that will provide depth for a spot where they may lose a guy like Kyle Anderson, right? And in the second round, they got Kennedy freaking Chandler, a floor general that can be a great backup to Ja and could also share the floor with him due to his ability to shoot the 3, get others involved offensively, and being a complete dog defensively that will compete. And they also got a sleeper with Vince Williams Jr., a guy that can provide more in 3D with a side of playmaking. The Grizzlies is just really good, man. Shout out to y'all. That's going to conclude my list. Let me know what y'all lists are. Who are y'all biggest winners and losers of the 2022 NBA draft? Who got stolen? Who reached too far? Let me know what y'all think of the draft down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. Appreciate all the support as of recently. And until next time, stay cozy.